Hello, my name is Raymond, otherwise known as Sensei. It is a pleasure to be here with you in this day. I'll make this as short and briefly as I can, as it seems that I am being rushed and on a schedule of some sort. And sometimes I get the feeling that other forces don't want me to post these videos and or don't like what I'm doing. But I keep on anyways with a smile on my face. And I'm going to keep on no matter what, because that's my job here and that's my mission. So, yeah, just letting you know that, there's going to be forces out there. The more higher your calling and the more stronger your message, the more they're going to try to make your aura and or events, which is the basis of this topic, synchronotic events, denser. And so you can't see what is truly out there and the signs that are presented to you. You know, okay, so synchronicity, what I'm covering today, synchronicity, okay? Cool. A synchronotic event is basically something that if you would not have done this a certain way, something else would have never occurred at all. So that's why I say there's no such thing as accidents or coincidences. Now, that's not to say that, if you drop a pen here or you make a mistake on a sheet of paper, that's having to do with destiny. There's, of course, minor little accidents here and there, of course, given, but honestly, 98% of accidents or coincidences are never accidents. Everything leads to something else. Like, a good concept actually is Final Destination, that movie, but without it being so tragic and horrible and negative. But how every single little thing has a synchronotic event. Say for example, you're going down a road, then it says detour, then you go take the other road. Then usually you never have a feeling to pick up hitchhikers, but you see this one hitchhiker that you just have a feeling to pick up. Okay? And so you pick up this hitchhiker, and the more you get into conversation with him or her, either way, doesn't matter, you recollect on something else just the other day you were asking about, feeling unashamed. You're feeling ashamed, say for example. You just wanted reassurance that you're doing the right thing. You just, you're down in your luck as well, morally, spiritually, as well. Maybe this person as themselves. Not only do you help this person, aid this person in getting to where they need to go, but you actually get the answer you needed in another way, in another form from the universe itself. And it was all connected. And if it was not for that, it never would have occurred in any shape, way, and form. And okay, so synchronotic event is something that literally is that it synchronizes with your life, and you have to catch the signs here and there. There's always going to be signs, and the more you embrace synchronicity as a whole, the more you can see it coming, the more you can embrace it, the more you can predict it, the more you can use it to your benefit and see it. For example, another good example of synchronicity is seeing the same numbers over and over again. Like in time, when you look at the clock, and many of you have this, especially if you're of a higher calling and or you're more spiritually awakened and you know of synchronicity, and or any of those, or all of the above. Sometimes we'll just look at the clock and it'll say 111, 222, 333, 444, 555. You get the concept. And it seems to be like every single time you look at the clock, or at least a lot of times, it doesn't have to be all the time literally, but a lot of times, it's just those same numbers, 222, 333, or 111, whether it be AM or PM. It's also a sign from the universe that, you just had to glance at that clock at that exact same time. Why? Or why were you at these exact same coordinates when you saw this person from 10 years ago? It's not that it's a small world. No, it was meant to happen. What were the chances of that mathematically and statistically speaking, that you would see this person at this exact same spot at this exact same time? There's no such thing as coincidences. No, there's no such thing as accidents when it comes down to it. It's synchronicity. And the more we embrace this as a fact, the more we embrace this and start to see the signs, okay, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. And it really helps, and that's where your gut or your gut chakra or your solar plexus chakra, depending on the name you wish to use, comes into play. You know, that soul feeling of I have to do this. I have to do this. And most of us ignore it. It's sad. But those of you that don't ignore it, awesome, you know. And namaste to your soul. I That's good. Keep on. You know, there's signs everywhere on numbers, on your feelings, yourself, your intuition. Everywhere you look, there is signs. You just have to see them. You know, or in life itself, people we meet, events we're placed at. There's gonna be numbers. Numbers is a big part of it. The better you embrace synchronicity as a whole, you embrace your journey and your path. Because it's easy to get distracted when there really is a journey here. All life is a school where you're just remembering what your soul already knows, but your brain, your physical brain, has forgotten, wiped clean, like has reset. That's where we have to connect again with our higher selves. And that's the hard part, and that's part of the test here in this life. Are we going to succumb to the animalistic reptilian primal urges, animalistic mammalian urges of our brain since we have evolved from animals? Or are we going to take the next step higher in our consciousness and realize that we have reached a point of igniting that creation ourselves? Which one is it going to be? You know, and are we going to use it for our benefit or for our destruction? You know, either individually or as a whole. Notice synchronotic events. Every little thing that happens for a reason, these little signs. And the more you can embrace your life purpose and not get distracted, because it's easy to get distracted by people, by events, by situations, but there's always a way out of it. The universe always conspires to help the dreamer. It always conspires to help the person as long as they're vibrating at the frequency they need to. It's easy to get distracted. So meditate in that. Focus on your inner self, because your inner self is in there. You know, there's two parts of you. Two parts of you, okay? There's your physical self, and there's your spiritual self that you have just forgotten about. Let me make that clear. That's why these paths and synchronotic events happen, so you can basically help meet yourself in a way, in a spiritual and physical plane. At the same time, most of us fail to realize this, but it's actually all connected. We're supposed to meet ourselves spiritually. And it's already there. It's inside of us. But we have basically, once we're born, we basically just press the reset button and we have to relearn everything all over again. Whether it be all our lives or whatever our soul contained, that information. We're just trying to tap into it again. You know, so that's why deja vu happens a lot. That has a lot to do with synchronicity as well. Okay, well then, I am on a time limit here. Remember, embrace synchronicity. Numbers as a whole, follow your gut, embrace it, and don't give up. I will post a next video soon. Thank you for all my supporters, and thank you for anyone out there with a willing mind and an open heart and soul. And just do not give up, because there is a higher agenda out there for people with their third eye, and or people that are awakened not to be here, and or to use that for another's benefit. There really is forces out there, and they've been misunderstood and misinterpreted, and I'll probably translate that better in another video. But just understand that there really is forces out there that would wish for nothing else than this awakening that in our consciousness that needs to happen to not happen, and for another world order to take place. And believe me, that's basically what it's going to come down to in some shape, way, and form. So the better we realize our paths and these synchronotic events, the more we can help each other, the more we can raise our consciousness, the more chance we have at the end, the more chance we have for ourselves. For don't get distracted by all the time parties and all the time your job, when there's so much more out there and there's so much more happening than your eyes can see. A lot more. You just have to tune in to the right frequencies and realize, wait, this was happening the whole time while I was worrying about my boyfriend or my girlfriend, my ex. I'm not saying don't care about them. They're all, unless they're your ex, and I don't see why. But don't worry about anything negative. That's my point. If they're positive, awesome. That's my point. Why worry about something negative holding you down? If they're helping you, awesome. If you have that teamwork, great. You need that. We need that as a whole. You don't need anything anchoring you down and weighing you down. That's what the negative side would want. What's best for your health? What's best for the health of this earth, for this universe? For it's inside of us. So ignite the flame of creation and realize I can. When we're in an age of people and the politics and the government and the Vatican, I hate to say it, but are saying you can't, you're going to do it our way. Open your mind. Do the impossible. Find the others you need to. Connect the dots. There's something going on. It's not the end. There's no such thing as the end of our Earth. No, there's been many civilizations before us. But there's change coming, and I keep on mentioning this in my videos for a reason. Okay? So, but understand, that doesn't mean it's going to have to involve agony and pain all the way. It's misinterpreted. We have a fighting chance. You just have to say, I can, and not give up. You understand? Okay, well, I will wrap this up. Follow the signs. Follow while you're here. Talk to who you need to. Okay? And if you need a guide, there's always a guide somewhere around you. Hidden. Somehow. Someone to help you. In some way. And if you can't find this guide, then look to yourself. Because I promise you, that's the ultimate sign of a teacher. As I have a guru and a spiritual teacher, the best thing I can do is embrace someone else to embrace their inner teacher, their inner self, their inner light. That's the best I can do, and that's the best it should be. Not to make them think my way, but to embrace the concept overall of a blooming thought itself onto them, and not to be brainwashed by everything that we're just taught, forced to believe at birth, when there's so much more. And that's the plot. So tune in. Realize there's more to this. Synchronize with the universe. Synchronosity is important. Synchronotic events happen every day somehow in some little shape, way, and form. Catch the signs. The more you do, the more you're on the right track. The more you don't, no wonder why you're in a cycle and a rut. My name is Sensei, otherwise known as Raymond, vice versa. I appreciate you for listening to me. Thank you. I will wrap this up now. Namaste. Be awesome.